it's Joanna. So today I'm going to be finally talking about my boobies and an update for you guys because so many of you guys have asked for this video. Every single video that I post, like the #1 comment, and you update us like what's going on. So I figured now is the perfect time to update you guys because it's been September, so October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June.
2 hours later.
Yeah, it's been 9 months. It's gonna be a year pretty soon also, which is pretty surreal. I actually asked you guys to ask me your questions on breast aug and what you guys want to know for this video. So I am gonna go ahead and kind of pull it up on my phone and go question through question and answer as much questions as I possibly can. Before I answer the questions, I first off just want to say overall my experience has been great. I am very happy and very satisfied. I have no regrets about getting them done. I don't know, I love them. I love having boobies. Like, you know, I've always wanted them. So anyways, I'll go deeper into it right now with all your questions. So let's get started. #1 question that I got, because I know a lot of you guys know that I did use the AREOLA. Basically, I went through the nipple for my incision, and you guys have asked. No, I have not. Actually, it's quite opposite. So my nipples are sensitive AF. Just to kind of give you an idea, like they're super sensitive. So like it's actually quite opposite. I feel everything in my nipples more so than I did before. So I don't know, that's kind of just in my experience. I know some people lose sensation in their nipples. I know that happens a lot, but it did not happen to me. They're actually way more sensitive. So my biggest advice is don't stress it. Don't be scared. I was super scared. I was super nervous. I was having second thoughts about getting it done. Just don't stress about it. It's gonna be super easy, super smooth sailing. The only thing I would recommend is definitely, you know, build up your immune system so that your body is physically ready for surgery. Make sure you're taking your multivitamins, your vitamin C. Follow a pretty healthy diet plan. I'm saying these things because it will be easier for you to recover. The better your immune system is, the healthier you are, the easier the recovery process. So that's my biggest advice to you. And just overall, don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. When surgery day comes, it's finally gonna kind of all hit you like a truck, like, oh my god, I'm getting my boobs done. But you know what? For me, the biggest thing was having second thoughts, like, am I ready for this? And I just knew I wouldn't go through with it unless I just let all my worries go and say, you know what, this is what I've wanted for a long time, so I'm gonna do it. So just don't stress about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, make sure that you stay healthy and prepare your body for the surgery. So I did touch base on the recovery process a little bit in my boob video, my initial one, but basically the recovery process is not the best thing in the world. You know, it does require kind of like a week of bed rest and like kind of taking things slow. First few days, obviously awful, you're in pain. Particularly for me, I'm very small framed and I was pretty flat to begin with. It was a little more painful for me just because my chest wall was stretching a lot. Now for girls that already have something to start with or a little bit have more tissue there, I feel like it's gonna be a little less painful for them if they get it done, just because like there's not as much stretching involved. Yeah, for me it was pretty painful, but you know, obviously took the pain meds, rested in my bed, caught up on some shows. Vampire Diaries, I was like binge watching that the whole recovery way. Another thing, like the biggest thing is, you know, obviously you can't work out, so that's kind of like the most annoying part is like you can't work out. So 2 months I did not work out. Also, you obviously have to be careful with your first initial days of when you start like lifting heavy things again. So I think I started, you know, picking up heavier things on week 2 or 3. You know, obviously the first week you can't do much around the house, literally sit in bed. Like, don't stress your body out because that, you know, risks that. In that way you kind of risk bleeding and stuff like that. So it's all about taking things really slow. I think the hardest part for me was the not working out, and also I live in Miami, so we have a lot of boat days. I couldn't go on a boat for like a month just because you don't want to risk anything happening to your implant because of the, like, boats have like kind of bumps. So that was kind of annoying. Basically after the 8-week mark, you could basically go back to your normal life, do everything again, get back into kind of exercise slowly. And I got back into it slowly. I wasn't like picking up heavy weights or anything like that. I was doing some light cardio, light muscle movements, things like that. Overall, the recovery process, I wouldn't say it's awful, but you do need to have patience, especially if you really love working out. That's gonna suck. And also that first week in bed rest is like, you need a lot of patience because you're gonna want to get out of bed, you're gonna want to go outside and do stuff, but you really can't, just so that you know your recovery process is smooth. Yeah, this is like a question I actually get asked a lot by my friends and people I know and just in general. I had very small areolas to start with, just because I had itty bitty titties, and so now they're actually the perfect size. They're like not like they're perfect, they're not too big, they're not too small. So yes, they did stretch out to answer your question, but I'm happy that they did because they were a little bit on the smaller end, but now they're actually like perfect. I wish I can show you guys, obviously I'm not going to, but like they're perfect. Yes, they will stretch out, so that is something to keep in mind. Like if you already have quite big areolas, I'm not sure if you would want to get the surgery because it will make them bigger for sure, like 100%. But you know, then again, there's nothing wrong with having bigger nipples or smaller nipples. You know, a nipple is a nipple, so don't worry about it. So basically this is the number one question, is like kind of like what do they feel like in your body. So the first few months they did, like I obviously felt, especially that first month, I literally felt the implant like in my body. Like I literally felt it there. Like I would feel it when it would move. Like it was very, very weird. Now obviously 9 months in, I don't feel them. It feels like they are my boobs. It doesn't feel like there's like a foreign object or anything. Like literally just it feels like my boobs. The only time I can ever really like feel the implants per se is when I lay on my stomach. But that being said, it hasn't stopped me from sleeping on my stomach. I do sleep on my stomach a lot less now because it's obviously just not as comfortable. Like, you know, before I was completely flat, so sleeping on my stomach was like the best thing ever. Now it just feels a little weird. Like I feel like I'm squishing my boobs. Yeah, so like they feel natural, they feel like my boob. You know, I like when I feel them, like when I touch them, they're really like squishy. They're not like, you know, they don't feel like hard rocks or anything like that. Which, by the way, they will feel like that for the first month or so, first few months. You know, they may be a little hard because it takes time. Like the whole thing takes so much time for them to drop, for them to feel more natural. You know, at first my boobs were super like up here, hard, like obviously looked terrible. Then they started dropping month by month, started looking and feeling way more natural, kind of that fluffing phase that everyone talks about. I'm actually going through it right now. Like literally my boobs are the most fluffed at the moment, so very happy about that, which I'll show you guys kind of like a look here so you guys can kind of see how fluffy or how much they have dropped. Without a doubt, if you're going out and you're wearing something that really shows your boobs, like a very low cut shirt, or you're not wearing a bra, which obviously 99% of the time I wear a bra, but if you're not wearing a bra, a low cut shirt, a shirt that shows your boobs, yes, I definitely have noticed that, you know, it does get unwanted attention. Is it annoying? Yes. Have I learned to deal with it? Yes. Does it make me regret getting boobs? Absolutely not. Yeah, so when I first got them done, they felt so heavy, guys. Like I was getting back pain for that first month. I literally got back pain. After that first month, they stopped feeling heavy. My back pain went away. I think your body obviously gets adjusted to the weight on your chest. So that feeling completely went away. I don't ever struggle with back pain anymore. I was pretty scared. I was like, shit. Excuse my language. I was like, I don't know, maybe I can have back pain for the rest of my life because of larger breasts. And I know a lot of girls that have naturally large breasts actually get reductions because of their, you know, backache. So it's like, oh my God, like what if I made a mistake? Like I don't want to have backache for the rest of my life, but it didn't happen to me. It went away after like the first month. Yeah, that heavy feeling, you will definitely feel it when you first get them done. It's definitely not cheap. The quote that I got originally was $5,500 for the silicone ones, like the newest type of silicone, the gummy bear silicone or whatever. $5,500. Now I'm not gonna lie, I got a slight discount because I did tell the doctor that I'm a YouTuber and I can mention him and it'd be amazing if he can give me a slight discount, which he did. It wasn't like a huge discount, but it definitely did help. You know, obviously no, I did not get my surgery for free in return for like a sponsorship or anything like that. I paid money out of my pocket, and I think it's worth it. You know, especially you need to go to a good surgeon, and a good surgeon is going to cost a little bit more money, but you know, you are kind of going under the knife. It is your life, so make sure you pick like an amazing surgeon. I researched like crazy for about 2 or 3 months before I decided to go with my doctor, who was Lenny Brudner, by the way, and I'll have him linked down below, all his info in case you guys are wondering. I researched like crazy, and then I first went to a different consultation consultation, but then I found a few bad reviews, and the second like I saw bad reviews, I was just like, no, red flag, not going to him. And then I stumbled upon Lenny Rudner, and he has like all of the best reviews in Miami, and this guy has like, he had like so much experience. I went to my consultation with him. His office was so professional there, and like I just really liked the atmosphere. And I also had a few friends, like really close friends, acquaintances, so many people that I knew that actually went to him, and I really liked the results. I was like, all right, I guess I found my doctor. So I don't have any stretch marks. Thank God. I don't know how I got lucky enough not to get stretch marks, because I was pretty scared about that happening, but I am completely stretch mark free, no stretch marks at all. And then the next question was scar remedies. So my incision was tiny because it was through the nipple. For the scar, I was using silicone scar gel, and I think they're only available through the office. I don't think you can order silicone online. I was using it pretty religiously for like the first few months. I have kind of recently stopped using it just because like my scars are pretty much invisible. Like you can barely see them unless you look super close, which like obviously no one looks except for like me or my boyfriend, but like if you look super close, you can see like a tiny little line. Color of my skin, like it's invisible. So like I'm really happy with my incision, luckily, thank God, because I was really scared about that. The silicone obviously helped. I heard it's like one of the best scar creams on the market, and you know, my doctor heavily recommended it, and everyone in the office recommended it, so I got it, and I was using it pretty religiously, like I said, for the first few months. Pain, pretty much pain, I would say, subsided after a month, which I know is going to say a long time. Obviously, no, I wasn't having like aching pain for a month, but sometimes I'd get like random shooting pain, really random pains out of nowhere, and that's normal. It's your body just getting used to the new objects, I guess, foreign things in the body and your chest while stretching. So yeah, I would get like random shooting pains for the first month, which was a little weird. I got kind of freaked out by it, but it did go away. After the first month, you're pretty much good. Like you won't feel any pain or anything like that. Let me refresh because I know I got more questions. No, I sleep on my side 99% of the time. Even like I mentioned before, I sleep on my stomach. Is it comfortable? It's not super comfortable, but I still do it. I still sleep on my stomach. Like I love sleeping on my stomach. I never sleep on my back. The only time I slept on my back was, you know, that first 2 weeks, because I was kind of scared of moving around or anything like that. Definitely, like I sleep as I want, as I am comfortable. I would say all of my friends, and including my boyfriend, like everyone around me was super supportive. My mom was not too happy about it. She was not supportive of it, and so that's kind of like a huge deal breaker. My mom is very traditional, as I'm sure all moms are. You know, as a mom, you want your kids to accept themselves the way they are and say like, you're beautiful the way you are, you don't need anything, which probably is true for all of us. Like we don't need it, but something that, you know, we want. So I just kind of told my mom something I really want to do, and I'm gonna do it. She wasn't supportive until 2 days before it. She was like, all right, I know you're doing it, so I'm just gonna be supportive. Obviously, if she was supportive about it like throughout the whole journey, it would have been so much less nerve-wracking for me. But because my mom was kind of like against it, I was pretty nervous about it. I was like, what if she's right? Like what if something's gonna go wrong, you know, because moms are usually right, so you're just like, But you know, I just decided, you know, it is my mom, and my mom in particular is like extra traditional. He's like against all that kind of stuff, which I completely understand and respect it. So, you know, but I just told her like, look, I'm an adult, I'm gonna do as I please. Just learn to accept it. And after I got them done, she actually said that they look really good and is pretty chill about it. And I didn't have any unsupportive friends or anything like that, but I did get some hate, I would say. On the first video that I posted, a lot of people were just like, you know, this is like society standards, like it's messed up that we just can't accept ourselves for who we are. It's like we're living in a Black Mirror episode, this, that, and that. There's a ton of negativity, but there was also a lot of positive things. So I just kind of tended to overlook the negative, because at the end of the day, it's plastic surgery. People will always have a negative opinion on plastic surgery. It's never, I don't think it's ever going to be like super accepted. Even here in the US, where it's like, I would say like 90% of people like get plastic surgery, it's still not accepted. It's still kind of a taboo. So I chose to be open about it. So I kind of opened myself to that hate. I could have easily, you know, just not talked about it or lied about it or just not inform you guys or not even have made that video, just because I didn't want to get hate. But I knew what I was getting myself into, and I knew that our people are going to hate on it. So I tend to ignore it. It has not affected me at all. I don't care about what they have to say. At the end of the day, I'm happy. I love the way they look. I love everything about it. I've always wanted it since I was little. And I think the biggest thing is like, oh, like you shouldn't like live up to society's standards. I'm like, come on guys, I did this for me. I literally have been wanting this since I was like 15, 14. And when I was in high school, I was like, I'm probably gonna get a boob job when I'm older because I'm not happy with my boobs. They're tiny and I want to get a boob job. Am I saying because you have small boobs, you should get a boob job? Absolutely not. I'm saying that I just personally, I wanted to do it because I've always wanted it and I love the way they look. Like I love the look of larger breasts and that's just me. Now, am I thankful for everything else that I have and the way, you know, because I believe in God, the way God made me? Of course I am. I'm really thankful because people are like, oh, Joanna, like you're really pretty, this, that, and that. Like you should have just been happy with kind of like what God has given you. And I'm just like, listen, like we can say that about so many celebrities and people, but you know, there's people that we think are perfect that are still like photoshopping their pictures. No one's ever 100% satisfied no matter how you look. I don't regret getting my boobs done at all. I love them. I know that there's a lot of talk about like breast implant illness and things like that. I have not noticed anything in myself and I did not even care to read up on it because I did not want to scare myself. Start thinking that, because once you put an idea into your mind and once you start looking up symptoms or looking up things, they happen. And with the breast implant illness, sure, there's a lot of very valid cases. At the end of the day, it's a foreign object in your body. Things can 100% happen. Your body can reject it. Your body cannot want it. Whatever. Things 100% can happen, and I'm not denying that. Has it happened to me? No, and I'm thankful, knock on wood, but I'm sure that things can happen just like it can with any kind of surgery. That's kind of my view on that. I never wanted to look into breast implant illness because I didn't want to scare myself or because you can make yourself believe that you have something even though you don't. So I just don't want to manifest things into my life, so I choose just to not even look into it because I didn't want to, you know, kind of manifest that into happening in my life. So pain level for me when I just got out of, like when I just woke up from the anesthesia was about an 8.5 out of 10. Very painful, but also I kind of got a very low dosage of anesthesia because at the time I was actually skinnier than I am right now. I was at my like skinniest point and I was very like tiny, so you know, gave me a lower dose of anesthesia, and when I woke up the anesthesia completely like wore off. Like I felt everything, and yeah, it was pretty painful. I really could not wait until I could eat and take my pain meds. Started taking my pain meds. The pain was like a 4 out of 10. Like it was completely bearable. Like it was nothing terrible at all. The only super bad pain for me was when I just woke up from surgery. That varies with different people. Some people say they wake up and don't feel any pain. I think it varies on like your doctor, how much anesthesia you get, this, that. But for me, yeah, that moment when I just woke up was like horrible. I was like, oh my god, why did I do this? This is the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. Not to scare you guys, but yeah, that was the truth. But that lasted, like I dealt with that pain and I have a good pain tolerance. I dealt with it for like an hour until I ate and took my pain meds, and that was it. And then the next few days it wasn't like pain, it was more like discomfort, like your chest wall stretching and stuff. It was more discomfort. So yeah, 2 months after. Didn't feel comfortable in the first month to work out at all, and then towards the second month I started slowly doing like little exercises. I was like walking and stuff. Now cardio, actually running, I was kind of scared I would never feel comfortable just because I don't know, it freaked me out. Like I thought like my implant was gonna like rotate. Like I don't know, I was just scared of running because I know it's like, you know, obviously what's the right word, it's gonna put pressure on your chest from the bouncing and going up and down. So I didn't start running until I think 5 or 4 months post-op. So that's definitely something to consider, but you could definitely probably start 2 months after. I personally was just scared too. I just wanted to be 100% sure that I can run, and you know, I'm running now pretty normally. I ran 3 miles the other day, completely fine. I am a 34 double D Victoria's Secret size, and then like intimacy size and those brands I'm a 34C. So for some reason in Victoria's Secret I'm a double D, not sure why. Anyways, my cup that, you know, that I told the doctor that I wanted is a C cup, so technically I'm supposed to be a C cup, and C cup does fit me. The double D is just kind of like a little bit more loose and comfortable. Before I was a B, but a very low B, maybe even borderline A. I personally thought it was an A, but the lady at Victoria's Secret was like, no, you're a B. But in my mind I was an A. Like I was tiny. I literally had nothing. Honestly, I'm just thinking about this because my overall whole process has been so positive. The number one thing is like first month I had numbness on the left side of my breast, and it's not even that I didn't know. I knew that was a possible chance. So like it was obviously kind of annoying because I was like scared that I would forever have numbness there, but like, I did gain my sensation back, guys. So I have no numbness anywhere. I have sensation all over my chest area. So, you know, there's really nothing I wish I knew. Like everything has been amazing. I'm super, super happy with the size. So it's not so much that the size changes. I actually wanted to go smaller. I wanted to do 300cc and I did 325. And I went bigger because they told me that when it goes into the muscle, it's going to be a little smaller than what it looks like when you're trying on the little implants in the sports bra. So I decided to go a little bigger, and I'm really happy that I did, because I feel like if I went smaller, I would have been like just a little bit dissatisfied, because I'm like, oh, I went through a surgery, might as well just make them a little bigger, you know? And I'm super happy with the size. It's a perfect C cup, exactly what I wanted based on the pictures that I showed my doctor. Yeah, I'm super, super happy with the size. I think they suit my body really, really well. Even 9 months in, they're still dropping more and more. Like now they have dropped so much, like tremendously. Like the amount that they have dropped since my initial, they don't look the same, like the same boob. They're so much more natural looking now. They're fluffier. They feel so much more natural. They feel like so much more like my own boobs. Guys, the biggest thing with the breast aug is it takes time. You have to be patient. You can't expect the results that you want right away, because month 1 is, they're not going to look like they do in month 9 right now, which is where I'm at. So overall, I heard that after a year and a half, they're at their like full recovery stage, so they're like the most dropped. I'm really happy at where they are right now. Super, super dropped, like much lower on my body. I don't know, even like here, if you can kind of tell, but they kind of, when I first got them done, they kind of were like here, and now they're like much lower in my body, like dropped significantly. Crazy amount. But you know what, when I first got them done, I thought they looked good because I had nothing before, so I was like, no, this looks amazing. But now I look back at pictures from when I first got them done, I'm like, oh my god, they look just so bad, like so fake looking. That's gonna happen. They look super fake at first, super hard, just really high up on your chest wall. Give it a few months, guys. They start dropping month by month. Every single month I see a difference. Every single month they drop more and more. So I would have to say that the most drop that I saw, the 6 month point, and after that 6 month point they just look fluffier and fluffier and fluffier month by month. So that's kind of how it was for me. Patience is key, and I feel like those were all like really great questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that this has been a long awaited video by so many of you guys. Everyone has been asking for this video, so, and it's really informative to kind of know, you know, how the whole process is, especially after, and like the overall results after. Hope you guys, I answered like most of your questions and this was helpful. If I did miss anything, feel free to comment down below and like ask, because I might have missed like some really good questions, but I feel like all the ones that I answered are like super important. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to me, guys, if you are new to my channel, and hit that notification button so you never miss out on any of my new videos. I love you guys so much, and guess what? I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.